Hey, BookTube Sean here, coming to you today with a library haul. As I got my glasses on, because I'm probably going to be reading a lot of descriptions because, like I've said before, I read the descriptions because I don't feel comfortable trying to describe a book to you that I have not read. I'm not familiar enough with them to be able to do that. But these are books that I've discovered recently and gotten an interest in, and from the descriptions are what drew me in, and a couple of them I've heard people talk about too. But anyway, let's get into it. Some of these are hopefully going to help me come out of this slump that I've been in. The first one I have, the National Book Award announced their long list. Russel at Ink and Paper Blog has a really great video talking about the National Book Award long list, so I will link that video in the description so you can see all the books. But first couple of books are off of that long list. So I've got Florida by Lauren Groff, and this is a collection of short stories, all having to do with Florida in some way. Next one is Gun Love by Jennifer Clement. Russell actually gave this pretty good review in that video. Said it was really good. So I'm just going to read the description because it sounded good to me too. I'm not going to try and read the long list for the National Book Award. I might try to read the short list when that comes out on October 10th, because there's a decent amount of time before the winner's announced, but I even doubt that. But several of the books did sound good to me. Anyway, Pearl's mother took Pearl away from her family just weeks after she was born and drove off to Central Florida, determined to begin a new life for herself and her daughter in the parking lot next to a trailer park. Pearl grew up in the front seat of their 94 Mercury while her mother lived in the back. Despite their hardships, mother and daughter both adjusted to life, making friends with the residents of the trailers and creating a deep connection to each other. All around them, Florida is populated with gun owners, those hunting alligators for sport, those who want to protect their families, and those who are dangerous. But when the violence that surrounds Pearl changes her life in one shocking moment, the unlikely bonds she has formed end up sustaining her. Gun Love is written in a gorgeous lyric all its own by the award-winning author of Prayers for the Stolen. Yeah, the description sounded a little intriguing, but Russell really gave it a good review, and so that's kind of what drew me to it. The library had it too, so so that helped. I actually had put a few of the audiobooks that one included into my scribed save for later, and then today they went away. Like they're not unscribed anymore. 2 days ago they were unscribed. Today, no. Anyway, this next one is the winner of the Man Booker International Prize, and is the National Book Award is bringing back the International Award. They haven't done it since I think the 80s, but they're bringing it back this year. So this is one of the books nominated for the National Book Award International Prize this year and was the Man Booker International winner. And this is Flights by Olga Tokarczuk. I think I at least got pretty close to that. My wife's Polish. And this is translated from the Polish by, where's the translator? Where did they put the translator? Translated from the Polish by Jennifer Croft. This is actually one I've been interested in since it won the Man Booker International Prize. Hailed as one of Europe's most inventive authors, Olga Tokarczuk makes her English language debut with this visionary work of fiction about travel and the human body. A 17th century Dutch anatomist discovers the Achilles tendon by dissecting his own amputated leg. A woman returns to her native Poland to poison her terminally ill high school sweetheart. Chopin's heart is carried back to Warsaw in secret by his adoring sister. A young man descends into madness when his wife and children mysteriously vanish during a vacation and just as suddenly reappear. Through these brilliantly imagined characters and stories, interwoven with haunting, playful, and revelatory meditations, Flights explores with luminous originality what it means to be a traveler, a wanderer, a body in motion, not only through space but through time. Yeah, I think I don't even know if I realized that this was a collection of stories. So that's cool. That makes it a little bit easier to read. I can just read a story at a time or something. Anyway, yeah, I've been really interested in this one since I first heard about it. Now, I learned about another literary prize that I was unaware of. David Demchuk, the author David Demchuk, author of Bone Mother, posted on Twitter about the Scotiabank Giller Prize in Canada for Canadian literature. And I spent a good portion of a day, really good portion of a day, going through the past winners and shortlists of this. It's a 25-year-old prize, and I think I went all the way through like 2000, looking at the shortlist and adding stuff, seeing what I could get on Scribd and adding stuff to my Scribd and adding stuff to my wish list on Amazon. So the next couple of books are from my research into that, and the first two are actually longlisted for the award this year. Again, this is not an award I'm going to try and read the long list of before they're announced. This one I actually might try to do the short list of. The long list was just announced this week. The short list gets announced October 1st, but then this one does have, I think, a good month and a half between the announcement of the short list and the winner being announced. We'll see. I don't know. But several of the books sparked my interest. And like, I was reading a lot of descriptions and thinking that a lot of the descriptions sounded better than a lot of work that's coming out of America right now. At least that I see, and descriptions that I end up reading. So I definitely realized that I need to definitely explore more Canadian authors. So I'm kind of using the Scotiabank Giller Prize and the Sunburst Award. I talked about that in another video as ways to check out more Canadian authors, because really, Canada's an hour away from me. I see Canada every day I'm in the office at work. Unless it's a work from home day, I see Canada because it's just across the Detroit River from me. I can see Caesars Windsor looking out my office window. So there's no reason I shouldn't be reading more Canadian authors. It's really that close to me. So the first one I picked up that is longlisted for the award this year is An Ocean of Minutes by Thea Lim. And that is, again, I know as much as is here. America is caught in the grip of a deadly flu pandemic. Oh, it's this one. Sorry, the library had it in. When Frank catches the virus, it is up to his girlfriend, Polly, to save him, even if it means risking everything. She agrees to a radical plan, sending herself to the future where time travel has been invented to thwart the virus. If she signs up for a one-way trip to work as a bonded laborer, the Time Razor Company will pay for the life-saving treatment Frank needs. They promise to meet in Galveston, Texas, where Polly will arrive in 12 years. But when she is rerouted an extra 5 years into the future, Frank is nowhere to be found. Alone in a changed and divided America with no status and no money, Polly must navigate a new life and find a way to locate Frank, to discover if he is alive and if their love has endured. In the vein of Station 11 and The Time Traveler's Wife, An Ocean of Minutes explores with devastating honesty how the choices we make ripple into the future, affecting our world in ways that not even time travelers could predict. Sorry, the tape from the library is at the bottom, covering up some of those words, so I had to try and read through the tape there. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Definitely up my alley. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. Next one is, and again, this is one of the books longlisted for the Scotiabank Giller Prize this year. Our Homesick Songs by Emma Hooper. The Connors have lived in the idyllic fishing village of Big Running, Newfoundland, for generations, but the fish have suddenly disappeared, causing Martha and Aidan Connor, parents to Finn and Cora, to travel north for work, spending months away as other residents abandon the village altogether. With their marriage under duress, Martha and Aidan review how their gorgeous love affair led to this precipice, while Cora and Finn pursue their own precocious ideas for saving their family, and the only home they've ever known. As Big Running continues to empty, the next generation of Connors must take their shared destinies into their own hands. Brilliant and ethereal, Our Homesick Songs tells the story of one unforgettable family's resilience and love. That sounds just like a nice story. So, yeah, hopefully I get... A lot of these I checked out are 2-week loans that I don't know if I'll get to renew. Unless, as long as there's not holds on them, I should get to renew them. But this next one is not longlisted for the award this year, but it was on one of the short lists. And I had actually seen the author on another list one other time, but it was a book in a trilogy, and this is the first book of that trilogy. So this is Outline by Rachel Cusk. It might be hard to see there. And it is Outline is a novel in 10 conversations. Spare and lucid, it follows a novelist teaching a course in creative writing during an impressively hot summer in Athens. She leads her students in storytelling exercises. She meets other visiting writers for dinner. She goes swimming with an elderly Greek bachelor. The people she encounters speak volubly about themselves, their fantasies, anxieties, pet theories, regrets, and longings. And through these disclosures, a portrait of the narrator is drawn by contrast, a portrait of a woman learning to face a great loss. Outline is Rachel Cusk's finest work yet, and one of the most startling, brilliant, and original novels of recent years. Yeah, again, just that sounds like a nice story. So I'm hoping I might be able to get to that while I have it out. If not, again, I've talked about this in library halls before. I'll at least try and read a chapter or two and to make sure that it's something I'm interested in. Next book. You've probably seen around BookTube a little bit, especially if you're follow literary fiction BookTube. And it's The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock by Imogen Hermes Gowar. This was longlisted for the Women's Prize this year, and that's how I learned about it. And I've heard a lot of really good things about it. So it's one I've been wanting to read for a while. I didn't even go for the stack over here. I went to the library looking for. I had gone on the website, looked these up, and saw that these were all in it. One of the branches that I can check out books from. So I have 4 branches of my library system within a 10 to 15 minute driving distance from me. So since several of them were in at one, I just went to that one and checked out. Except for Florida, I actually went to one of the other branches because I went to go get gas by the other branch, and I knew that they had it in, so I just drove the extra mile and checked out Florida too. But the rest of them were all from one library, and this one I just saw that they had in and snagged it. One September evening in 1785, just beyond the docks of London, Jonah Hancock hears the urgent knocking on his front door. The captain of one of Jonah's trading vessels is waiting anxiously on the front step bearing shocking news. On a voyage to the Far East, he sold Jonah's ship for something rare and far more precious, a mermaid. Jonah is stunned. The object the captain presents him is brown, wizened, and as small as an infant, with vicious teeth and claws, and a torso that ends in the tail of a fish. It is also dead. As gossip spreads through the docks, coffee houses, salons, and brothels, all of London is curious to see the marvel in Jonah's possession. Thrust from his ordinary existence, somber Jonah finds himself moving from the city's seedy underbelly to the finest drawing rooms of high society. At an opulent party, he makes the acquaintance of the coquettish Angelica Neal, the most desirable woman he has ever laid eyes on, and a shrewd courtesan of great accomplishment. This meeting sparks a liaison that steers both their lives onto a perilous new course, for priceless things often come at the greatest cost. I've been interested in this book since I first heard about it on the Women's Prize long list. At that time, it wasn't out in America yet, so I've been waiting for this to come out in America. And the last one I actually just learned about today, and I saw it at the library. I was kind of catching up on Russel and Ink and Paper Blog's videos, and he was talking about he was currently reading this book and he was really enjoying it. and it's Ohio by Stephen Markley. And I'll just read the description, because I just heard about it today. I was just surprised that the library had it in, so I snagged it. On a feverish summer night in 2013, 4 former classmates converge on the Rust Belt town where they grew up, each of them with a mission, all of them haunted by regrets, secrets, lost loves. Since the turn of the century, a generation has come of age knowing only war, recession, political gridlock, racial hostility, and a simmering fear of environmental calamity. In the country's forgotten pockets, where industry long ago fled, where foreclosures, Walmarts, and opiates riddle the land, unemployment, suicide, and addiction breed marginalization, disillusionment, and rage. This is the world the characters in Stephen Markley's brilliant debut novel, Ohio, inherit. This is New Canaan. There's Bill Ashcraft, an alcoholic, drug-abusing activist whose fruitless ambitions have taken him from Cambodia to Zuccotti Park to New Orleans, and now back to the cane, with a mysterious package strapped to the underside of his truck. Stacey Moore, a doctoral candidate reluctantly confronting the mother of her former lover. Dan Eaton, a shy veteran of 3 tours in Iraq, home for a dinner date with the high school sweetheart he's tried to forget, and the beautiful, fragile Tina Ross, whose relationship with a former football star triggers the novel's shocking climax. Ohio ingeniously captures the fractured zeitgeist of a nation through the view of an embattled Midwestern town and offers a prescient vision for America at the dawn of a turbulent new age. That sounds interesting, and like I said, Russell was talking about how he was really enjoying it. He was like halfway through it, and he was really enjoying it. And so since the library had it, I figured I'd grab it and at least check out a chapter or two to see if it's something I'm interested in. But that is it. That is my library haul. Like I said, I definitely won't get to all these. I like to have a variety. Not that I don't have hundreds of books here that I own that I haven't read. So I am not lacking a variety. But yeah, like I said, I've just been looking into a lot of these and getting really excited about a lot of them. And I have more that I saved to my scribe to save later that I'm excited about too. And I've been starting to check those out. And I'll talk about more about what I'm currently reading. Hopefully in a video that'll go up this weekend. Okay, I'm recording this on a Thursday. You're probably seeing it Monday or Tuesday. So this weekend that you're seeing this, hopefully, I will have kind of my first catch-up video about everything that is going on and with a lot of my interests and what I've been doing and reading and watching and that. So be on the lookout for that later this week. Probably sometime between Friday and Sunday, depending on when I get to record it. It's actually my birthday is actually on Saturday, so I don't this coming up Saturday, not the Saturday that just passed. That's after the time I'm recording this, the 29th, will be my 41st birthday. So I don't know what I'm up to yet. I don't know what my recording time is going to look like. It's going to be a low-key weekend, but I just don't know when I'm going to get something recorded. But I am definitely going to try and record an update like that at the end of the week. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. If this is your first time viewing one of my videos, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you stick around. If you'd like to stick around, hit the subscribe button so you know when I post new videos, and I'll see you all in the next one.